In Western Australia, there's been a shocking rise in the number of fatal shark attacks.
The power of this beast in the water was just amazing.
Now the government is fighting back with a controversial scheme to kill sharks. Can science provide a better approach?
All right, we're off on what might be the greatest adventure of our lives.
My name is Mark Evans. I'm a veterinary scientist with a personal interest in conflict between humans and animals.
That was amazing.
I want to test some new technologies.
Bullseye, we have it.
That could help keep people safe without killing sharks.
Whoa! That was a big fish. Magnificent.
Operation Maneater is made possible in part by contributions to your PBS station from viewers like you. Thank you.
On the coast of Western Australia is the country's fourth largest city, Perth. It's a paradise for ocean lovers, with 50 miles of sandy beaches and surf breaks. Thousands of people enter the water every day to swim, kayak and surf. Loads of Australian families come down here to relax, to enjoy the beach, to enjoy the sun and enjoy the ocean. But there's a growing problem.
Shark attack. A 20-year-old woman bitten by a 3-metre shark.
A number of shark sightings have raised alarm bells and forced the evacuation.
This coastline has been dubbed the shark attack capital of the world, and people are scared.
An imminent threat order has been issued by the Department of Fisheries.
It's the third fatal shark attack in WA in less than 2 months.
The water off Perth's popular Mullaloo Beach was the site of a shocking attack in 2012. This is the aftermath of the bite by a 10-foot great white shark. The attack took place just 500 feet offshore. At 7 a.m, a group of friends set out on their morning paddle.
Martin, talk me through what happened.
Paddling along past a group of dolphins that had rafted up and they were just floating, which I didn't recognise the signal, of course. That was a predator in the area checking things out. I got ahead, just had a bit of time to reflect on life and said, gee, things can't get really any better. And then suddenly I just heard this almighty bang. It was like my skiers exploded. And I thought, what the hell was that? And it wasn't until I came to the surface, I saw the head of the shark, dorsal fin, tail was going absolutely ballistic.
The shark hit with such force that Martin was thrown 3 feet in the air. He had no choice but to swim for his life.
The power of this beast in the water was just amazing. And of course, stupid here says, it's a shark, get out of here, it's a shark. Because I knew I was dead. I actually knew I was gone. There's no way I was going to escape this beast. What was going through my mind was, am I going to get, the shark's going to come in and bite me in two, or the shark's going to come up behind me and take my legs off.
Martin's friends hauled him onto a surf ski and paddled away.
So we got to shore, and the most frightening part was, got to shore, got off the ski, stumbled up onto the sand, and all I could see was this massive dorsal fin going around my ski. I thought, oh God almighty, I'm just so lucky.
Martin certainly was lucky. Great white sharks can grow as much as 20 feet in length and weigh more than a ton. Despite their size, they've been known to fatally bite people in Perth in water only waist deep. In an ambush attack, they aim to inflict a killer blow with their first bite, leaving a person with little chance of survival. Humans aren't these sharks' preferred prey, however, and many deaths are likely the result of exploratory bites rather than targeted hunting. Nevertheless, it's an extraordinarily difficult task to keep people safe from such fast-moving stealth predators once we enter their habitat. Great whites are thought to be responsible for the deaths of 7 people in Western Australia since 2011, a worrying increase over the previous years. The attacks all happened on the coastline around Perth. The most recent death was a man mauled while surfing. Before that, a swimmer disappeared at the same beach Martin Kane was attacked. But it was an unprecedented 5 deaths in just 1 year that gave the area its deadly reputation. The first person to die was also the youngest, 21-year-old bodyboarder Kyle Burden.
Kyle Burden was bodyboarding at a popular beach in WA's southwest when he was attacked by a shark on Sunday. The victim's mother travelled to WA from Queensland. She thanked police, emergency services and particularly her son's friend for trying to save his life.
You've shown amazing courage to bring him back to shore without any regard for your own safety. And we thank you so much for staying and being with Kyle on that day.
I'm meeting up with Kyle's mother, Sharon Burden, before I start investigating what might be done to help prevent such attacks.
Kyle was my only child, and he was very energetic, loved the outdoors, very independent, and yeah, he was my best friend, I guess. Just a couple of weeks before he died, one of his mates actually told me that he'd said that when he was in the ocean, that's when he felt most at peace. He understood that there were sharks, there'd been attacks down there before, but his love of the ocean was far greater than his fear of what could happen.
The spike in shark-related deaths has become a big political issue here. And now, a controversial policy has been announced.
Western Australia is set to start a cull on sharks bigger than 3 metres.
The plan calls for any big great white, tiger or bull sharks that come within half a mile of Perth's beaches to be killed. A series of baited hooks called drumlines will be set offshore. It seems like a desperate tactic to kill these large sharks, particularly as great whites are a protected species in Australia. Many people are speaking out against the policy, even Kyle's mother.
So what do you think about the drum lines?
The biggest problem I have with it, I guess, is that it's an endangered species. People who are frightened just want to remove the threat rather than learning how to live with it.
So that issue about fear almost is at the heart of this whole battle.
Oh, for me, absolutely. It's not an acceptable solution. My personal belief is that we need to conquer our fear and not our wildlife.
I agree with Sharon. I think there's an unfair portrayal of sharks as mindless killing machines. But that's easy for me to say. I've never confronted one in the water. But that's about to change. In southern Australia, I'm joining a research scientist studying great whites.
Definitely got everything.
Dr. Charlie Hooveneers is investigating whether attracting sharks to tourist boats has an effect on their behaviour. It's a practice banned in Western Australia and tightly regulated here. Charlie aims to monitor the movement of the sharks by fitting electronic tracking tags to their backs.
So inside here, you've got a battery, the electronics, and part of that is the transmitter.
If you actually put it next to your ear, you are able to hear a bit of a ticking noise. So put it behind your ear, put the end bit behind your ear like I had before. It sounds like
quite high pitched.
That's right. That's right.
Charlie will use a tagging gun to attach the tracker.
So it just pushes, that goes straight through the skin.
Right, so if you imagine it going straight through
there, that comes back out, and that's then held in.
And that opens up, fixing that tag into the shark.
Charlie fires the tagging gun from inside a cage underwater, and I'll be joining him.
Now we just have to hope the shark's going to get close enough to us. It'll be sweet.
The tough thing for Charlie is to be able to make sure that the shark's in the right position to be able to put the tag in, and that's a lot harder to do than it sounds.
It's my first time in a shark cage, and I have to admit, I'm a bit nervous. On the surface, a crew member uses tuna as bait to lure the sharks within firing range.
Can you see any your side? makes you think. They just come and they go, almost out of the darkness. That was tantalisingly close. Yeah, too close to the tag. Looks like it's coming back towards the bait. Too fast. Charlie, that one had a good long look at you.
When hunting prey such as seals, great whites attack from below at speeds of up to 30 miles an hour. So fast, they launch themselves out of the water. Charlie needs to wait until one swims past more slowly to ensure he can fit a tag securely just below the dorsal fin.
Yes, this will be the one probably. Great shot, Charlie. Perfect. Perfect shot. Well done. Good effort. Fantastic. That was a good location.
It's a perfect shot. The barbed end of the tag penetrates the skin, but the shark barely notices and is soon back for another go at the tuna.
Whoa! That was a big fish, and it was very, very close. Magnificent. They are mesmerisingly beautiful to watch swimming. It seems almost effortless for them.
Charlie manages to tag 2 sharks before we have to surface.
Wow, what an experience. To see them underwater is just, I don't know, it blows your mind really.
These sharks are a crucial part of the ocean's ecosystem, so the idea of killing them to keep people safe just isn't right.
That was amazing, absolutely amazing.
Previous data from tagged great whites has shown some pattern to their movement up the Western Australian coast, but it's still impossible to predict when they'll come close to shore and threaten people. Protecting Perth's citizens from such a well-adapted predator is not going to be easy. One option is installing barriers to create safe enclosures. A trial has been popular with families and children swimming close to the shore, but barriers are no use for surfers. Scaring sharks away is another option, but research into deterrents that could protect an entire beach is still in its early stages. I'm convinced that to help prevent attacks, the #1 priority must be an effective early warning system. So what's already being done? Perth's Surf Lifesaving Organisation operates a network of lifeguards who keep a keen eye out for sharks. Their Surfcom HQ coordinates the response, which includes closing beaches and alerting the public.
City raving, this is Surfcom over. There's been a 1.8 metre shark sighted off of Hale Road, so we're just wondering if you'd be able to head down that way and check it out.
So this is the nerve centre then?
Yeah, so what would normally happen is information comes in from the front line. So our role in this is to get timely and accurate information out to the public so that they can make informed decisions about their behaviour.
Information is distributed quickly via social media websites. It includes automatic alerts from any sharks with an electronic tag detected in the area.
So as soon as the tag goes off and it sends it up to the database through the satellite system, it's coming back down the other way and into our Twitter feed. And the idea around that is we know the shark there, so it's a confirmed sighting, but it's the speed of getting that information to people.
I am a big fan of this because it allows the general public, all these people here, to make properly informed decisions about where, when and how they use the ocean.
Surfcom HQ's rapid communication allows beaches to be closed within minutes of a sighting or tag detection. But with only a limited number of sharks tagged, The system is only as good as the ability to detect the untagged sharks in the first place. And this is easier said than done. Many of the sightings come from the Surf Lifesavers helicopter. As well as rescuing people in trouble, they also scan for sharks as they patrol the surf.
Okay, mate, we're ready to go.
I've been offered a chance to join a patrol and see for myself how they look out for sharks. A 13-foot-long shark has been sighted off a nearby beach just an hour ago, so I might even spot one myself.
How far out are you tending to scan and look? Probably the back of the reef, so that's about 300 metres out. So your standard patrols would be at this kind of height? The only time we go down really for sharks is if we try to identify them or get a good photo or whatever.
The crew insists they can easily spot sharks by eye, but there's a lot going on down there, and it looks like a difficult job to me.
So over the sand, it's not too bad, but once these guys are over the reef or over seagrass, it must be much more difficult, isn't it? That's where you're more looking for the movement.
Spotting with the naked eye is easiest when sharks are in shallow water lit by strong sunlight. Otherwise, they are hard to see. Worryingly, a recent scientific study here suggests this type of helicopter monitoring detects less than 20% of the sharks in an area. And this isn't good enough. The spotters need help.
These guys are very good at spotting sharks, but it's so condition dependent. And that is a real problem because the helicopter makes people feel safe, but it's not just about feeling safe, it's about being safe. They need to be able to rely on this service.
It seems to me that if we could spot more sharks from the air, the fantastic alert system here could offer the public even better protection. To find a solution to this problem, I'm flying halfway around the world to San Diego, California. This naval city is home to some of the most advanced research into detecting underwater objects, and there's a company here which specializes in aerial imaging. They're called Sci-Fly, and their military ties mean they have access to some exciting technology. Eddie Kisfaludi is their CEO and chief test pilot.
Eddie.
Mark.
How are you?
Great, good to meet you.
Yeah, really good to see you. Okay, cool. So what does Sci-Fly do?
So what we do here is we mount instruments onto the airplane or the helicopter to find things that would be otherwise very difficult to see with the human eye.
So your kind of lab in the sky is this thing, isn't it?
This is a flying laboratory, exactly. And what's great about it is this mount. We can mount cameras, radars, data links to it, and it's a flying experimental platform where somebody can come, put something new on here, and we can go out and see if it works.
Choosing the right camera is crucial.
If we take a standard camera, put it on the airplane, and point it at the ocean, it fills the image with lots of reflection, lots of glare, and you can't really see. Well, this is a big problem, and it's one of the things the military has asked us to try to solve.
As well as testing military detection systems, Eddie is a marine biologist. He's led many expeditions researching ocean predators. He knows firsthand how difficult it is to spot marine animals from the air and has offered to take me to a place where sharks regularly congregate to show me the problem.
Well, you can see them down here, just to the right of where the kayaks are. Yep, that's them.
They're leopard sharks, harmless to humans and less than 5 feet long.
A lot of sharks
I would guess
together.
to be somewhere around 500 sharks just right here in this half a football field. You got these black leopard sharks on a white background.
But when we circle round and face reflections from the sun, they become much more difficult to spot.
It's pretty good conditions today, and actually there's some clouds, so it's not as sunny, but I mean still, the glare on the water is just crazy. This direction, you can see nothing. It's like looking into some kind of mirror. So if you happen to be going past them at that point, flying, you go, there's no sharks there.
Exactly.
I've heard about a camera that I think could help solve this problem. It's made by a company called Advanced Coherent Technologies. Behind a 10-inch thick steel security door, John Schoonmaker pioneers military-grade tech.
So what cameras are available, John?
So this was designed specifically to look on the surface and below the surface of the ocean. It's been used in the past to do search and rescue applications, being able to find things on or in the water automatically and to get rid of the glare, to get rid of whatever's being reflected from the surface.
It's a $250,000 system. There are 5 separate lenses. 4 are tuned to detect specific colours, and the 5th is a video camera, which helps an operator aim properly. The rig is called a multispectral camera.
So this is the video camera here, is it the big lens?
Yes.
Okay.
The system has been tested for the US Navy to search for underwater targets that mimic mines.
So this is a real test you did out at sea?
So these red dots are orange buoys that we've laid out to mark positions of the underwater targets that we put in.
Each of the 4 lenses is tuned to a particular colour range.
This is the blue band, there's a green band, there's a red band and a near IR band.
The red and infrared filter out glare and anything floating on the surface, while the blue and green help target objects underwater.
So then you get a filtered image and the targets will pop out.
So these 3 here are submerged?
Yes.
My God, that's amazing.
This system has never been used to spot great white sharks before, but I think it could help in Perth. The camera will need to be tuned to the specific colour of a submerged great white. Operated from a plane or perhaps even a remotely controlled drone, it could fly twice the height of the helicopter spotters and much faster, scanning a wide area. Sharks would be much more reliably detected through this high-tech system than by eye.